Welcome back. Another episode of my hunting simulator series. I was going to play all these missions. Yeah, I'm thinking there's a lot. I actually stopped for a little while, but I thought I'd start again because this game is back on sale and it's easy, it's fun, it's definitely worth your time. I think it's really a game that you'd enjoy and relax to. It's not as good as Call of the Wild. That's another really decent PS4 simulator. This one hit PS4 and Switch. This is more suited to the Switch, I think, because it's a bit more arcadey than a sim. You know, it's easier. I think it's the kill cam that really detracts away from it. If the kill cam was a little bit better, I think I'd probably rate this a lot higher in my proposed review. But I'm not going to review it until I've really played through the entire game. Of course, other games have come and gone since then, but we're going to hit a mission. Stubborn as a mule. It went on for 20 odd minutes. I slimmed it down a little bit because it was in pitch black, which was my first pitch black hunting mission, and it was a little weird getting used to the sights and aiming in the dark. That had a nice little bit of a difficulty element to the game, and it really is worth your pennies because it's cheap. It does hit the sales quite often. Background noise. I have live streamed this game a few times as well, not for very long because obviously the games are quite boring at the start. It's kind of a dull game, I should say, but it does get better very, very quickly, thank God. The enemies, which is everything that lives and breathes, are fun to kill. And that's the main thing. Finding them, yeah, that's another thing. These little big markers really detract from the game. They don't have to be that huge. Sometimes, like you get here, you'll aim through it. So yeah, they could be a bit smaller. They could be very more subtle. Should be really difficult to hunt. It's quite easy. You just got to be really quiet and stay out of sight. Sometimes because of the graphical options available to you in the game, the actual animals themselves will pop out almost from nowhere from the sides, and yeah, it's that sort of game. It's not the best looking game, as I said. It's not really beautiful, but it's a good priced game. The sounds, everything is pretty decent. So what it's like to make a kill? Well, I'll show you in a moment. Because of course you have to find one first. So let's get some high ground. That's a good tip there. Use the high ground. You'll get more success shooting from on high. It's a pity that you can't reach the really tops of these little mountains and things unless you really know the route, and it can be kind of difficult to traverse these mountains, but they're not very well optimized graphically, and they don't look fantastic. In fact, they just look like PS2 graphics. There's some turkeys in the distance. You get to know which animals are which. Sometimes just look at the draw and whether you hit them or not. But when you get the hang of the aiming grid, whoop, they're easy. The rest will scatter, which is nice. Didn't know turkeys could fly. Anyway, moving on. You'll see that once you've done the shot, you'll get the warning that you have been either seen or they know where you are, and it'll set off a little bar like that, which decreases the more cover you have and the less movement and noise you make. You can buy all sorts of things in the shop as well, like baits and sprays, weapon attachments. There's a lot to get actually. You have to buy that with the XP money that you get. Sound effects, everything really loud in the background, and it's not bad actually. As I said, the sound effects and graphics might not be the best, but actually the sound is pretty good in parts. Sometimes it's way too loud for the environment that you're in. There's a handy map which is quite well detailed, and you can find your prey quite easily. The downside is the maps themselves can range from small and then to the good, the positive, which is huge. But it doesn't matter when you're scattering the animals, you'll find yourself under a time limit, which is you can play the open map, I suppose, and that would make it a little bit more enjoyable. But the fact that these missions are time based kind of sucks. It makes you rush and want to hurry up. You might complete all the missions in the time limit, but when you don't, it can be a bit frustrating to play the same mission again, because they are kind of samey. Hunting the same animal types can get a bit boring. And yeah, the missions aren't all that varied. Some of them are more interesting than others. Others you just don't want to play again because it's just so boring. You're just limited to what you can do in that respect. I wish the graphics were 10 times better than this, but when you're having so much fun hunting these animals and then getting the old eyes set on killing too, it's good when you pull it off, because I think the aiming system is a bit weird. It takes a little time to get used to. The bullet time's good until it actually hits the animal, or in this case, doesn't actually hit the animal, because you never actually see it penetrate or anything like that. The realism could be a lot better, but it's still fun. Getting that kill on the animal is really good, satisfying when you get two like this, and you obviously have achievements, which is cool. Always enjoyable completing those. The weapons and the stuff that you collect throughout the missions is unlocked through obviously the XP paywall, where you have to earn it and go through all the missions to unlock the next area. And it's a shame that everything's really locked off. They didn't have to lock everything off. It's like, it just takes you ages to play through the game as it is. And I spent a lot of hours playing through it and enjoyed it, and I'm playing through it again, and it's going to be a lot of fun this time round. But it's the fact that you have to do it all over again, especially if you lose your save file. That sucks. Anyway, we're back to where we were. Looking on the map, you can pick up where your slain little fellas are, or pick up all the bodies for those points. And of course, the point system, you've got to hit the animal right where it hurts, in the proper place as well. You get vitality points. You've got to shoot properly. If you get them in the vitals, you get more points, obviously, for the quick kill. But again, it's the fact that everything's just locked down, really. The weapons, the maps, it should all be open. I mean, you pay that much money for a game, you want all areas open. Maybe some secret areas should be locked off. That would be good, like a reward system. But to have every single map locked off from the start, apart from the one that you start in, which isn't a really good map, is a bit of a bummer. But again, if you're willing to spend time in this game, it's well worth it. Plenty of weapons, plenty of maps, plenty of animals to kill. It's a bit more arcadey than I'd like than the Sim. Graphics, not so great. Bullet time, the bullet killing, flying through the air, it's okay. It's quite good fun. It's not Sniper Elite, but again, I wouldn't want it to be that much, because really, I don't want to see an animal's skull getting a bullet through its head. But that would have been nice. It's just a sadist in me. PETA are going to love me. Anyway, worth it. On sale now. On sale quite regular. And yeah, it's still a fun game. I'm glad I bought it. And you will too.